Mouthy reporter shouts at Trump. His response triggers feminists everywhere by that conservative girl politics U.S. News for MadWorldNews.com. President Donald Trump took questions from reporters outside of the White House on Friday, where one mouthy journalist decided to rudely shout at him. He wasn't about to let her get away with such obnoxious behavior, though, and his response subsequently triggered feminists everywhere. According to The Hill, President Donald Trump called a CBS News reporter so obnoxious while taking questions on the White House lawn on Friday morning. "Quiet," Trump said to CBS correspondent Weijia Jiang, while several reporters attempted to ask questions. "She's so obnoxious," the president added to someone standing next to him before saying again to Jiang, "Quiet." CBS News reporter, you spoke passionately about the circumstances that led to Otto Warmbuyer's death. In same breath, you're defending Kim Jong-un's human rights records. How can you do that? Trump, you know why. Because I don't want to see a nuclear weapon destroy you and your family. And here is where he does this.
This year, we're building a military so strong, nobody's going to mess with us. But you know what? I never want to have to use it.
Can you tell us about the verification process? What's the verification process? What's the verification process? What's the verification process going to look like? What's the verification process?
We're going to have a very strong verification process.
After footage of the incident circulated, Jiang shared on Twitter that she was the reporter in question, stating that Trump told her to be quiet at least 5 times after calling her obnoxious. Jiang did, however, credit the president for answering plenty of our questions. Jiang said on Twitter she was trying to ask Trump why he declared the nuclear threat from North Korea was already over. There's her tweet there. Friday marked the second time in 4 days Trump has taken questions from the press. The impromptu press conference happened when, in an unscheduled appearance, Trump left the White House unexpectedly on Friday morning to appear live on Fox and Friends. Of course, Trump's response to the mouthy reporter triggered feminists everywhere who think that the woman should be able to act as rude and obnoxious as they want without ever being called out for their behavior. He cannot go around telling reporters to be quiet. File a verbal harassment complaint with the DOJ, commented one Facebook user. If anyone should file a harassment complaint, it should be President Trump. Never in my lifetime have I ever seen a POTUS be so rude and condescending to the press because he was asked a question. Cannot wait for this train wreck of a president to be gone, never to be heard from again, wrote another woman who was obviously triggered. Oh no, I would have slapped his hand out of my face. So rude, I don't care who you are or think you are, commented yet another feminist. I'm sure the Secret Service would have a long chat with her afterward about physically assaulting our president. She might even get a nice pair of bracelets for her trouble. Perhaps Trump was simply irked by CBS because earlier in the week they falsely reported that his press secretary, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, was planning to leave the White House. 2 of the most visible members of the Trump administration are planning their departures, the latest sign of upheaval in a White House marked by turmoil. Press Secretary Sarah Sanders and Principal Deputy Press Secretary Raj Shah are both heading for the exits, according to the source inside the White House and close to the administration. Sanders, who has become a confidant of President Trump since the departure of former communications director Hope Hicks, has told friends that she plans to leave the administration at the end of the year, source CBS News. We now know that this report was totally untrue, as it was debunked by Sanders herself. White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders punched back hard on that CBS News report. We told you about last night that said she's leaving the White House by the end of the year. Does CBS News know something I don't know about my plans and my future? Asked Sanders. I was at my daughter's year-end kindergarten event, and they ran a story about my plans to leave the White House without even talking to me. I love my job, and I am honored to work for POTUS, source Twitchy. President Trump holds no holds barred approach, with the press is one of the many things that got him elected. And let's not pretend that these so-called journalists have built a rapport of mutual respect with him. The mainstream media spends day in and day out doing their best to discredit Trump by reporting bogus, fake news stories instead of the many accomplishments he has achieved. None of these reporters ought to expect the utmost respect from the president if they themselves are not willing to return the favor. Really, they're looking for anything to get Trump on. So you got the liberal leftists, harassing him constantly, waiting for him to slip up, so to speak, to make some derogatory thing about what he did. It's just sickening. It's just sickening. All these things are happening all at once, and you have to deal with this crap too. They said they would smack Trump. I would probably smack one of them if it were me. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.